Among the many people who took the stage at the Republican National Convention, Orna and Ronen Neutra, the parents of Omer Neutra, an American-Israeli soldier who is still being held hostage in Gaza. And we're now joined live by this incredible couple. They are in Plainview, New York right now. And a good evening. It's good to see you. I wish you were here in person so I could give you a hug, but instead we're an ocean away. How are you feeling?
Hi, Emily. It's been a very exciting week. We were surprised at how well we were received at the convention, at the amount of support and compassion that everyone we met with and the amazing audience showed for us. It was very emotional, and we're exhausted.
I can imagine. Well, you've been going nonstop. I mean, it's really incredible what the two of you, because I've seen you since the beginning, since the actual first hostage deal all those many, many months ago. I mean, little did you think in your life that here you would be major lobbyists and in Washington all the time, at least to hear people saying bring them home and to be in a crowd where people were actually chanting something comforting instead of something, so negative like we're used to. I mean, it gave me chills. I don't know what it was like for you being on stage hearing that.
Well, we were kind of concerned how our non-political approach to the crowd would be welcomed. And honestly, as we were about to go on stage and they just announced our name and being the parents of a hostage, the crowd was so welcoming and so supportive that the energy in this big hall was really uplifting, and it carried us through our speech. And, knowing that some influential people sitting in the crowd, including President Trump and many of his leadership, our message, which we hope was well received, and yesterday's Trump's announcement that he wants to see the hostages coming back before he comes to office, that was our goal. We are non-partisan. We were not there to support Trump, or we're not supportive of Biden for that matter. We have one goal in mind. It's all about dealing with this terrible humanitarian crisis and bringing back the 120 hostages, making sure the Americans know that there are 8 American hostages and that there were 45 Americans murdered. This is not just the job of a mediators that sometimes people think America is. America is heavily involved in this and should work together with all the partners in the region to bring the hostages back, and sooner rather than later, because we know some of them are in dire condition. A lot of them have died already. It's time sensitive, it's urgent, and it has to happen.
Have you gotten any information on Omer? I mean, from, obviously we know Noah and some of the rescued hostages were held in private homes, but have you, since I last saw you, have you been able to get anything?
No, unfortunately, Emily, Omer is a mystery, and we don't have any new information beyond the day of the attack. And we just have to hope and believe that he's being held in a place where they don't have access to and they don't know about. We have not received information from returning hostages. No.
This is 287 days of us living in terror. Every day we wake up, is our son alive or not? This is terror. This is not just is imprisoned somewhere and we can write him and talk to him. There's zero communication, of course. Red Cross was not allowed. It's not in any kind of humanitarian condition that anybody deserves. It's against any international law. I mean, we have been terrorized for 300 days.
Wow. I mean, but the fact that you've been able to...
It's really, really difficult.
I can imagine. I know that also you have another son. How is he doing with all of this?
He's coping as best as he can. He's a student in college. He's been studying from home. and he travels with us, not everywhere we go, but he speaks. He's traveling with us next week. We're going to be in Washington during the Prime Minister's visit. Again, our goal is to keep the hostages front and center in the conversation. We realize that the narrative and the news keeps changing. The cycle of events is just unbelievable to keep up with, and our role is to make sure that the hostages are kept front and center in the cycle of the news, and that everything is being done urgently to assure their release. There's a deal on the table. We understand that Hamas and Israel are close in many different areas. It needs to be closed, and the hostages need to be brought home as soon as possible.
So what you
The
think?
House Foreign Relationship
Yeah.
in Congress are going to have a roundtable for us. And Daniel, our son, is going to speak there in front of all the respected congressmen, and going to tell a little bit about Omer and where we are in this process.
Wait, so you guys, he's going to be speaking the same time that the Prime Minister will be there?
A different day.
A different
We're going
day.
to be there on Tuesday. The Prime Minister speaks on Wednesday.
So when you're going, you're going to be there as part. Are you going to be at all involved, or you're just going to be there watching? Because I know also there's a lot of hostage families, I think, that are also planning to protest as well outside.
We are not protesting as such. We are going to be sitting inside Congress when Bibi speaks. And then based on what he's going to say, we're going to speak to the media and give our response. We're really hoping that Bibi Netanyahu is going to come with a huge announcement. I signed the deal. The hostages are coming back. That's what we want to hear. And if we don't, we're going to hopefully meet with Bibi and ask him, what's the plan? When are we going to see our son? And we are also expecting him as a guest in the United States to speak with our senators and congresspeople and tell them what is he doing to release the American hostages, their constituents.
And also with that said, I mean, I know you mentioned that Trump called you close to October 7th. I know you spent time with Biden, and you told me that his heart is with the hostages, that he was warm, gave you a lot of comfort and support. But have you still not spoken to the Prime Minister?
We have spoken to the Prime Minister. This was months ago. I would say maybe 5 months now. The Prime Minister has been meeting with families in different cohorts. We met him in the cohort of parents of soldiers. But like I said, this was 5 months ago. He's visiting the United States. We're American citizens. And we requested a meeting with him here. He's coming to visit the United States. We live here. And we want to meet with him and get an update of what is going on right now. From the Biden administration, we keep getting, ongoing updates and support. We have regular meetings with the National Security Advisor. We believe we're going to meet with him next week as well. It only makes sense that he's coming here, that he would meet with us here.
Do you have concerns, though, that now the hostage in the situation is going to be kind of a political hot potato with everything, going on right now so close to the U.S. election?
Hopefully not. All the politicians on both sides that we speak, we're telling them that from our perspective, it has to stay bipartisan. It's critical that both parties support us, understand the urgency, understands where we are in this moment of time, where we are very, very close to signing a deal. It's in the details now, and put the incentive on all the partners involved, including the Israeli government, to put aside any political agenda and focus on one goal and one goal only: bring those people back. It's time.
I think, Emily, we came to the convention this week, which is a very partisan scene, and we were really appreciative of the fact that they allowed us to share our message, which is not a partisan message. It's a humanitarian message, and they really allowed us to do that. We were very appreciative of that, and that is our goal, to make sure that this continues to be an issue that is bipartisan.
Thank you both so much for joining us. So we're out of time, and we'll see you soon.